What's going on, you guys? It's Jim Bike here again, and I'm here in Mexico City's University again, and I'm bringing you a second review on the Yamaha FZ16. And the reason being is, in my first video, I forgot to mention that I hadn't gone past my break-in period, and therefore I didn't really get such a good impression from the bike because I couldn't rev it up. And also I hadn't changed my oil, and I just changed my oil, and it feels like a brand new bike, something like I had never ridden before. So, I thought I would have to make a second video so you guys get a more accurate first impressions video from it, because obviously my first one wasn't really accurate. So I don't want to get into the specs too much, but basically what we're going to be taking a look at today is the Yamaha FZ16. It's a 153cc single-cylinder air-cooled SOHC powered engine. The coolest thing about it is it's got a 100 at the front, and this is a tubeless radial tire. And at the back, we have the biggest surprise ever. That's a 140. Yeah, and surprisingly enough, the Ninja 250R, the Ninja 300, the CBR 250R, the R15, the R125, like all of them, they have really, I guess, tiny, thin tires, like 130, 120s. And this one has a 140 at the back, which means that even though it's made for the city, it provides you with some excellent performance, maneuverability, and handling, even though the engine is really small. So I'm going to take you guys out for a ride. Oh, one thing, before I actually take you guys out for a ride, that at the back is a rear drum brake. And this is not the most expensive bike in the naked bike 150cc segment, but it's also not the cheapest. Basically, the Honda CB Trigger, for example, does offer a rear disc brake, and it's actually cheaper than the FZ16. Obviously, this isn't like as aggressive as this one does, but it'd be nice to have a rear disc. You do have a 263mm front disc brake, which, provides you with excellent stopping power, but at lower speeds, when you don't want to use your front brake, it'd be nice to have a rear disc. So, having said that, I'm going to take you guys out for a ride, and hopefully you enjoy this video. If you do enjoy the video, by the way, please make sure to drop a like. We very much so appreciate it. Okay. There we go. Alright, the first thing I really want to do is I want to take you guys out for a ride at lower speeds so you guys get some, impressions on how this feels at lower speeds. And basically all I have to say is good things about the handling and maneuverability. I mean, I can take all and every single corner as tight as I want to, because it's just an excellent bike in terms of handling. It really is. And I don't know, I mean, I personally really enjoy it. As you guys can see, like, this is perfect to deal with big cities traffic, like Shanghai, Mexico City, Hong Kong, Delhi in India. This bike is definitely made for the city, but it also has that aggressive look. Now, the aggressive look can be a little misleading, It's a 150, so it doesn't matter if you ride an R15. Everything or anything below the 300cc segment is actually pretty freaking slow. Keep in mind that a Toyota Prius is actually faster than your bike if you are riding anything below a 300. So no, it's not a particularly fast bike, and I really would advise against using this bike out on the highway, because it does have a small engine, but the maneuverability is amazing. Like, I suppose they could have put a bigger engine on this bike, and it would be perfect, because it's got this really sporty kind of handling. Look at this, and maneuverability. I mean, I'm not even trying or making any effort at all, and I can just flick the bike from one side to another, and it's just so much fun to do. Yeah, definitely a really fun bike to ride in the city, but I really would advise against taking this out on the highway. Now, another really good and bad thing, depending on how you look at it, is basically the front suspension is shockingly good. You know, it's really tight and it's a lot wider than anything you get on its competitors, right? But the thing is, it's a little bit too tight. It's a little bit too strong for what the bike is meant to do, you know? It's meant to be ridden around in the city, and yet it has like this really sporty suspension at the front. So what this translates to is, you know, the bike's not really fast, and so you don't really get to ever exploit your really good front suspension, and at lower speeds it's just a little bit uncomfortable. One really cool thing about the bike though is the torque. Well, I don't know if we can do this right here because we were kind of like on a slope, but if you just let go of the clutch, I'm pretty sure you can get going without even using the gas. See? I mean, I just let go from it entirely without using any gas at all. So it produces some pretty decent torque. And that's really cool. Another cool thing about it is, even though it's lacking a rear disc, check this out. Like, braking is absolutely fantastic. Except because at lower speeds, like for example, I'm taking a slight turn right here to the right. I don't really want to use my front brake because if I do, it kind of leans over a lot. So if I want to use my rear brake, look at what happens. I'm braking. See how long it took to actually brake using my rear disc? Well, it's not even a rear disc, my rear brake. So yeah, that's definitely actually very uncomfortable. I gotta admit, I really wish it had a rear disc brake, but I guess you can modify that after you buy the bike. Right? Now I'm gonna start taking you guys at some higher speeds, so you guys can see what the handling is like. And just like that, we are almost cruising at 60 km an hour. Actually, no, I think it was like 50. Either way, you know, the bike's acceleration is phenomenal. I think it does not 60 kilometers an hour in around 5 seconds, which I can do right now for some reason, but you know, I guess I'm not that good a rider. But yeah, okay, I think this is a closed circuit, so it should be fun. Unfortunately, there's a lot of cyclists, but not to worry. Like, about the maneuverability, it's such a great little thing. You can just flick the bike, you know, from one side to another without really, you know, trying at all. Also, due to the tires, it's easy to ride without your hands on the handlebars. Oh, and another really good thing is, it actually provides you with not a super sport riding position, but it's a lot more aggressive than its competitors. For example, on the CB trigger, your handlebars are like up here, like here, and you're sitting like this all the time. So, I don't know, for me it seems kind of nerdy to sit like that, even though it is comfortable for the city. I don't find it personally attractive, and it's also not like a super sport riding position where you're just like this all the time, you know? It's more in between, and it's really comfortable for the city, and it looks cool as well. So, you know, that's just about it, I think. That's what I really have to say about the bike. The biggest pros about the bike is definitely the torque, because even though it's not as torquey as the rest of the bikes, for a 150 it does pretty well, if I had to say so myself. Also, the handling is perfect, and the only really, I guess, big downside to the bike is you don't get a rear disc, and that really freaking bothers me, but you know, it's not like it really matters. You can change that if you really need to. I guess. There you go. That's it for me. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to drop a like, and I am out. Bye.